Hi guys. You know, I'm just sitting down with like a cup of cold water from the fridge and thinking about how I'm still traumatized from that one time. That one time is so funny. That one, like, 2 weeks in a row in my life. That one 2 weeks in a row in my life, where I could not sit down with a cup of water that did not fill itself with ants. And I literally recorded and posted proof of that on my YouTube channel. And you're gonna be like, I don't believe you. But like, it's so real. It's so real. And I don't even know, it doesn't sound real. It's like the most real thing ever. So yeah, I cannot even figure out why or how that happened. But yeah, just, I could not sit down with a cup of water without, like, right now I just set the water down like a minute ago, you know what I mean? And like, there's no ants, but like back then, like about a month ago or something, I don't know what it was, but like, it would have been full of ants by now. There would be like 30 ants in there by now. Let alone if I walked away, there would be like 70 ants, 300 ants, you know what I mean? In the water, dead in the water, and walking around inside the cup. And it's just plain water. I'm not like putting something in the water, like, the cup is clean, I just washed it. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it would always be like, of course. And like, it's just so extreme. It's just so extreme. Like, oh my god. It's just so extreme. Like, every time when I sit down with a cup of plain water, I think about how back then 300 ants would be floating in the water by now. And I never saw like the start of it, you know, I never saw like there would be a ball of ants in the water. And I just don't understand. I do not understand why or how that was happening, you know what I mean? It really was like, is this the end of the world? Like, it was so weird. Which, you know, a lot of things are like that. But I think you know what I mean. I was just like, what's going on? What is going on? Dude. I just didn't even know what to do. And it wasn't happening to anybody else. Anybody who would be around me, it wasn't happening to. They could sit down with a cup of water and it doesn't fill up with a ball of living ants swimming for their life. I was so stressed, scared. What's happening? Why is it happening again? What am I doing wrong? I got, obviously, a clean cup. I put cold water in there. Just cold water. Ball of ants in there. I didn't put in there, obviously. What do I do? Like, I didn't put this in there. Like, obviously, why would I do that to myself? No, there was not a single time I drank it. I had to pour it out. I was like, clearly, if I drink water, I had to fill a cup of water and drink it so fast so no ants would go in there. I had to just hold the whole thing, like hold the cup and drink it immediately so not a single ant could go in there. Obviously, there were not like ants walking on me, but like if I set it down for a second, if I set it down for 1 second, there would already be ants in there. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, maybe it made me realize I never just drink a lot of water in one sitting. Like, I guess I slowly drink water throughout the day, but I never thought anything of it because it's never been a problem. Suddenly, for 2 weeks of my life, it was a problem. And then after that was not ever a problem. It hasn't been again. But I do not know what's supposed to be different. I do not know, like, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing differently? I really was like, where are these coming from at this point in time? Like, an ant hex is not a thing. Like, somebody can't just like put a hex on you and there's like ants. Maybe, but like in your water cup, like, why would it work? I'm so unsure. what that was supposed to be about or what's going on with that. There's not like a reason, like a resolution, like this is why this was happening, you know what I mean? Should I do like a reading on it? I'm like, what is the possible reason? Are there possible reasons? Like, oh, what is even supposed to be going on? Like, I don't, what? What is that even supposed to symbolize at some point? You still are like, you know, like, okay, yeah, I can look up what this symbolizes, but that doesn't mean anything to me. What is it supposed to symbolize? Like, I could look it up again. What am I supposed to think this symbolizes? Again and again and again and again and again, I could be like, what is this supposed to symbolize? What does this mean? There's not like a substantial answer. Like, what does it mean? It makes you feel like it's spiritual. It really, really does. Even if you're like, I didn't try to see it that way. Of course it's spiritual. Everything is. But like, I just mean like, there's not a logical version. And then when you see all the possible spiritual versions, you're like, oh my god, what could this possibly be? What could this 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 be? Right? Like, I don't know. There is such a sweet, peaceful squirrel in the tree, just chewing on something. Like, what? So cute. That is also, in fact, the squirrel's body. The tail is sitting next to it, connected, obviously. But yeah, the squirrel's just so fat. Well, at certain angles. Also, in other news that doesn't seem like news or really matter substantially, I guess. So this one time I was singing this song for my albums and stuff. Wait, I'm still paranoid about like how the ants used to be in the water like a very long time ago, as I was talking about, so I'm just gonna hold it because like I don't want to drink it all this second, but I don't want it to fill up with ants, and like it doesn't make sense, and it's not gonna happen because that stopped a few weeks ago. It stopped being a thing that naturally happens to me and water cups that I have been associated with. That stopped happening, but I'm still gonna hold it just in case, because it's not gonna happen, but it reminds me of the times it did happen. So, oh yeah, there was this one time I wanted to do a song where like some of the lyrics were from ChatGPT. Okay, cool. So there was something going on with like lyrics involved holding something or like somebody's like fingers, right? Okay. Because that's just what the lyrics mentioned, okay? Not in a way that I thought was weird. I was like, it's fine. You know what I mean. But when I sang it, I accidentally said it as like with a different like thought in my mind, where it was somebody holding fingers, because that's what the lyrics seemed like in my brain at the moment. Like I accidentally sang it. I didn't say the words, but like I accidentally, or maybe I don't know what I said, but I accidentally thought in my brain it was like as if somebody was holding fingers that were like cut off of their own hand, but they still had fingers. Like their fingers like either grew back or it like happened, like they had like they had like an imaginary set of fingers that were real once they were cut off, and they were holding their own fingers, even though their hand was, they had fingers. So I accidentally sing it thinking that. Now all the time I'll randomly feel like I'm just holding my own fingers that are cut off, but it's like recent. It's like as if it just happened, but like it's not even just like, oh, I have fingers still. It's like the part that I imagine by accident all the time is that I have fingers, but I'm also holding fingers from the same hand that are mine, that are from like a second ago. Like they grew back, or I always had both sets and then one got cut off. But like I'm not like wounded, I'm just holding the fingers in my hand. So all the time I'll randomly feel like I'm just holding my own fingers. It doesn't really not like, oh, I feel a physical sensation in my mind. It's more like my like imagination, you know what I mean? But it's like hilarious, and I'll just be like laughing, and then it's like People could be like, what are you laughing about? I'm like, nothing. Definitely nothing. If that's what I'm thinking of, definitely nothing. Like since then, like I'll randomly feel that or like have that thought. And I don't really know what that one's supposed to mean either. But the way I talked about that squirrel's tail reminded me of that, so I was like, I'm just gonna... Hopefully everything's fine. I don't know. I think of all the times I probably do say something weird, and people probably find it concerning if they interpret it in like an even weirder way. I don't know. You know, maybe my twin flame really does feel disturbed by the AI photos of him though. Maybe he does feel disturbed by it. Because maybe he feels like he missed something, like a part of the story was developed in like, or it seems that way, right? Like, in like a one-sided way. I don't know how I would feel. I think I would be fine with it if he did that, but like if somebody else did it, I would find it really weird. But like, maybe when we first met, I would have found it weird if he had done that. You know, because it's like, well, what if we don't know each other like that? But then I think I would have just thought it was funny and like not taken it as a bad thing. I think I would have just used that as an excuse to like talk to him more. But that's also like, it's my twin flame, but does that mean that he feels... He hasn't confirmed that he feels the same way about that anyway. So again, it would really be like the most psychopathic thing if I didn't have proof that he feels the same way, and I don't have proof. But it doesn't seem like he doesn't, but it doesn't seem like he does, because all he said was that it was disturbing. But he said it to somebody else when he said it was disturbing. So, to be determined. But also, why am I so confident that I'm fine with doing that? But at the same time, why would he not just take it as a compliment if that were like a true reaction, right? But maybe it was the particular, if he had seen a particular image, maybe that was the one that was disturbing and the other ones were great. Maybe the lighting was weird or something, or like the background was weird. And that was disturbing. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But maybe it's not like a permanent way of feeling. Like, first impression, it was disturbing, but like after that I realized it was normal. But also, it's not me. Technically, it's my twin flame, or that's what I believe. But like, again, that would really kind of confirm or deny whether or not twin flames are even a thing. Or whether or not that's the particular twin flame that's mine, right? So, I mean, that's not like the one thing that confirms it or doesn't, but I think you know what I mean, that like, to a lot of people, it would be like the strangest thing in the world if somebody continued to do that, have AI photos of them posted as YouTube thumbnails without proof that it's fine. But I also only did it with like positive intentions. So I don't think it's like the worst thing somebody could do. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I don't want to say, like, even if it did go viral or something in the future, I don't want to say to the whole world that that's like a good idea, because for some of them, they would be misreading the possible situation. I mean, what if I am? You know what I mean? Can't be too confident, because what if you're wrong? But you can't be too unconfident, because what if you didn't try? That's a paradox, right? You have to really find your own version of like what would balance it. I think at the end of the day, if it's not your real twin flame, it would permanently scare them away. But if it's your real twin flame, it'll intrigue them. And I think that is really the line that identifies, in 10 years I could delete it, or in 3 years, or in 1 year, or in 6 months, or in 3 days. Why did I start with the longest amount of time possible? You know what I mean? It's like free will exists, like I could just delete it. But like, if it's the wrong person, it would make them hate you forever and get them out of the way. But if it's the right person, then, and they are your twin flame, eventually they would just come around and be like, okay, that's so normal. Like, I don't know why I didn't get it before, but like, that's so normal. That's why I feel chill about it. Because I'm like, it's not like I like died if it like doesn't work out, you know what I mean? But I was like, oh, this is like a cool like idea, you know what I mean? I'm totally gonna go do that. I'm gonna go try it. But I think people have to be like not worried about being kind of rejected by somebody or something, if that's actually the case. But you also, if it's like, are you so confident that you would try it? Are you so confident that you would like do what seems like a risk? I wouldn't want like my social media account deleted. I put so many albums out and stuff, but at the same time, I could still recover from that. I'm not like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of, there's multiple versions of like the whole entire storyline. It's so fine. It's so fine. It's not like actually like that one thing would be the end of the world, you know what I mean? But I do see like risk in it not going well, but like, I think you know what I mean. We'll see. We'll see. But I don't think I take it as like, it has to immediately go this exact way without you having to think about it first. Like, I don't think I take anything that way. But yeah, I didn't do it with like negative intentions, like, oh no, you're gonna be traumatized. Like, I wasn't thinking of it like that. So I think I'm just nice enough that it hopefully wouldn't be like, oh, it's actually so disturbing that's like the worst thing on the planet. You know what I mean? But like, who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows, right? What is a Pepe bowl? A Pepe bowl? It does say Pepe bowl. A Pepe bowl? It looks good, but I don't know what a Pepe bowl is. Oh my god. It's 9:32 in the morning. That scared me so much because I had this era where I would only wake up at like 7 p.m. no matter what I did, right? So, because I would go to sleep at like 10 a.m. But because of that, I'm not in that era for some reason. I started waking up at like 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., right? I think I woke up at like 5 a.m. But it feels so like early in the day to me, but it feels like it's like 3 p.m. But that scared me because I'm like, I have a job interview at like 2:30. But I just remembered. But then I checked and it was 9 a.m. And I'm like, oh, so I guess I have to check the date because I don't think I missed it. What? Hello. There's like orange glitter all over the ground. I don't know if I'm not like paying attention to like the little things that much or something. Like, I don't know how I don't know how I didn't notice, I guess. And I'm just at the tennis court, but I feel very like poolside right now, which is weird because there's not like a pool, like a swimming pool or something, but that's like how the energy feels, which is like really nice. I feel very happy with how I look right now, which again is kind of nice because like I'm not wearing makeup, and like normally I don't feel as just like chill about that at all, but right now I do, which is kind of nice. Yeah. I'll just set my leaf in the bench. Oh. Like, it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird to walk around, like, just holding earrings and leaves. I think I have, like, rings in my pocket. I just threw them in. I always have, like, more jewelry on my person that I'm wearing, which is probably weird, right? I just did my YouTube video about the twin flame connection between Somber and Nessa Barrett and sort of like where they're at. So if you guys are interested, that video is already up by now on my channel. And we're just listening to some sirens. It's very musical. And as I'm putting in earrings, you know, I'm always gonna be reminded of, I got my ears pierced when I was 6 years old, but the part that I'm sort of reminded of is that there was a phase in my life, I think it was like a solid decade of my life, because I had my ears pierced for so long, where, and you would think it heals, right? You would think it doesn't. I don't know what you would think. But every single time I put in earrings, I had to re-pierce my earrings myself with the earring, but it was like fully closed up. I could only see like the little like indent of like where it was supposed to be. And I just stabbed it all the way through, and my ear was like bleeding. Like, I would literally be like screaming, and I was sort of, because I was like every single time though, if I left them in for a solid like 2 years and then took them out for like 3 days, the hole would completely close up. And I had to like, I'm not trying to be like, I guess I no longer heal that fast, because guess what? My piercing stays normal now. And I guess that's because I'm 24. I keep forgetting though. I'm like, I was born in 2002, so like it's not hard to like know, but like I think when you reach that, like I think when I was 23, I was like, this is so cool, I'm always gonna remember my age, because like clearly you don't forget when you're 23 how old you are. When you're 24, you forget like every time you try to remember how old you are. Maybe not everybody, but like I'm like, yeah, I feel like I recently actually like the way I look. I don't feel like, I don't know, I feel like my skin looks nice. Like I feel like I'm like, I don't look weird. I mean, my hair's frizzy, but like I don't feel like I look weird. I don't know. Normally I'm like 100% insecure, but like just fine with it. I just don't care. But like right now I'm like, maybe I don't feel that way. I feel like my confidence about like my magic and spells is so like parallel to like how I feel like I look too. Because sometimes I'm like, I think if I feel like I look pretty, I feel like I'm like a god. But if I don't, then I'm like, I can't even fix this part. Then what else could I do? Nothing. I can't even fix this part. Honestly. I don't think I ever felt perfect, but like I feel good enough that it's like the same thing. Not the same thing, but like kind of the same thing, you know? But then I'm like, I don't have to be like mean to myself, is normally where I pretty much settle with that. I'm like, I have other qualities and I don't have to be mean to myself, and maybe it's not as bad as I thought. But the heart earrings are kind of good. They're kind of not bad. They're kind of fine. I don't mind them. It's okay. Like the breeze. Like how is it July and there's a breeze? Like think I just did such a good reading on Somber and Nessa Barrett. I think I just did such a good reading on them that's how I feel. That I did such a good reading on them. I was overthinking it though. I was like, okay, like, did I talk about the eating disorder in the right way? Did I talk about this in the right way? Did I say this? Did I say too much? Did I say this in the right way? Like, my brain's like, what? But I just did what the energy was, and I just felt like I channeled. Sometimes when you're channeling energy, it's so like about those exact people in that exact context. Like, in my brain, I'm like, just be nice to people. People are just getting their workout in, you know. It's just very hot out and people seem strange. It's also, maybe it'll rain. It's kind of good, right? You never would have guessed it on my side, except I would have guessed it because I feel like I'm at like a swimming pool, so there's like water nearby, but there's not water nearby, so like there's water in the future, you know. Because the future is also like nearby if it's like kind of in the near future. I feel like this is too much. Like, it's too, like, every time I wear this, I'm like pulling it up. I'm like, it doesn't go up. It's like a corset. Like, it's kind of tight. I don't know. I'm like, as fun as that is, I'm like, is it too much? Probably. Okay. I just wanted to wear something cute for the video. But I also have a job interview in like a couple of hours. So, we have a job interview at a different location than where the job's for. But essentially, the job interview is for Panera, which would still be cool if I got it. But like, I have interviewed for Panera before, but it was a while ago. And I think I've talked about this on my channel. Basically, I used to work with cancer patients. And so this one time, and that was before I like applied for Panera, because I just did not keep that job because I was there for over a year or a long time. And I was like, this is too much. I think mentally it was probably too much. I don't know. Well, it was, but like I didn't really care. And then I was like, okay, wait, I do care. This is weird. I was like, wait, this is way too much. Because my job was not just working with cancer patients. It was, part of it was you have to be kind of like, you have to kind of come across like you're being mean to them a little bit. And you're gonna be like, what was the job? It was just, that was the job. It paid pretty well, but you had to be kind of controlling with them. That's like, that seems kind of extreme, right? I was like, that's like, anyway. So of course at the Panera job interview, this was like I was trying to get like a job afterwards. So like obviously like a very different type of job, but I was like, okay, like clearly I'm gonna leave that one and go to this other job. So I was trying to work at Panera. And so yeah, I was doing the interview at Panera, and like the manager there, I don't know who's been peeing in her food or something, because like she just wanted any excuse to not hire me. And I was like doing really well in the interview. Like I was like, okay. Like you can just tell, you can tell when you're doing well at something and they still have to find something bad about you. So that was like how it felt. They were like, she was kind of like, how can I find something bad about you, like a reason to not hire you? I could tell, I guess. I don't know. It felt like that. So, you know when they're like, describe why you left, describe what you didn't like about that job. I don't know. She was so mean to me. For some reason, I was like crying at the interview. I don't remember the whole story because it was a while ago. And I was like, I don't need to like remember that. But yeah. She was like, I don't know. She was like, I don't think you're like emotionally prepared to work here. I was like, it's not about that. You were asking me like weird personal questions. That has nothing to do with the job. Like I can just work at Panera. Like I think she doesn't understand, if you have the mental stability to do a really hard job, that doesn't mean you lack the mental stability to do an easier job. I think her comprehension level was so far below mine that I just didn't have to work there at the time. So I'm like, hopefully, I just need a job. I just can't really afford to not have a job, even if that means the managers are going to be a million times dumber than me. Is that like evil to say? Does that mean I'm holding them like at gunpoint if I say that I cannot, that I'm gonna have to force myself to be fine with the managers being dumber than I am? I think she felt like she wouldn't have been qualified to do what I was doing or what I had done. So then which she maybe could have, but like, I don't know, maybe she didn't try to. So I don't know. I just needed a job because I just didn't have a job. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? I wouldn't really be jealous about that if somebody worked with cancer patients in a way, but especially if the job was like very emotionally difficult for different reasons. And like, she ultimately decided on my behalf that I wouldn't be able to handle working at Panera despite how many customer service jobs I've had and despite having done way harder jobs. It's just a person at the water fountain. That scared me. Everything's spooky. I don't know. Yeah, it's like for sure gonna rain though. So that's what happened the last time I tried to interview at Panera. I don't think... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what made that woman feel that way about me. Because I was so fun though at the time. Like I didn't come across not fine. She was asking me questions. Well, she was like, what was like the worst thing you had to deal with in a work environment? And I was like, oh, this one lady told me she got shot in the head. And she also like had cancer and stuff, and that was like pretty hard. And I was like crying when I told the lady who was interviewing me, because of course I thought like, let me just honestly answer this. And like, meanwhile, that maybe wasn't a good plan, but I never thought in a million years somebody would try to ask me like, what's the hardest thing you've dealt with in like a work environment? Like, I was like, I don't know, how would you deal with that? She's like, yeah, you don't seem emotionally prepared to work at Panera. I was like, so harder things than people getting shot in the head are happening at Panera, and if I can't deal with that one, I can't deal with Panera. I don't think that's really, I don't know what you would even call it. Like, I don't think it's really a qualification of working at Panera. You might be a manager, but that's not even a qualification for your job. And I think that was where she realized she didn't like me. Your dog's cute.
Oh, thank you. She says hi.
Oh, hi.
Foxy.
Foxy. Hi, Foxy.
Have a good one.
You too. The sun is so bright now. Is it going back to normal? I think it's going back to normal. It was only super bright right then. Quiet. But yeah, I don't think that, I don't know what, I was so, like, I'm not trying to, like, tear the woman apart, because for whichever reason, she just saw me that way. I feel like, I don't know, I got trapped in being so respectful. I'm like, I feel guilty if I'm like, that person should have liked me more. Like, then I feel guilty. Like, I swear, if somebody chopped me up, I would feel bad. Not just because of the residual guilt, but I would feel bad if I was like, if I was like, they just should have not seen me that way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would be able to say that and not feel like guilty. But dude keeps like looking over here though, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. Probably weird. But I think everything is weird. So, like, I can't see anything. It's so dark. I mean, not dark. Oh my god. I said it's so dark as the sun is in my eyes, but then it is so dark. But it's not the same kind of dark as what I literally said. I literally said, like, as the sun is in my eyes, I can't see anything. It's so dark. But actually, maybe the phone screen was dark. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't even know. But yeah. Are we having fun? Oh, now it's so loud. Yes, look at the swimming pool in the sky. It reminds me of my old neighborhood I used to live in. I really liked living there. It was so good. I don't know. And there was like a swimming pool in the neighborhood, but it was like for everybody who lived there. But every time I would go there, I would literally, the summer when COVID started, I would go to the swimming pool like every single day. And I don't know why. Things were like so peaceful. I think it was funny because it was like first hint of like something feeling like the end of the world or something, like COVID, you know. And I just seriously, ew, my nails look so weird. Whatever. I just miss it. It's weird to miss the start of COVID. Why do I miss the start of COVID? It just, I don't know. I think I for sure thought that like everyone was just gonna die, but like I thought it was like so exciting that COVID, I also had like purple hair though, but I thought COVID was just so fun. And like, I don't know. But I think I was like in that weird, I think I was like turning 18 that summer. So, or like I, you know, depending on which part of the summer like I just did, or because I turned 18 in June. So in that year, in, you know, 2020. So yeah, I was like, I don't want you guys to think I was like right now, but like, you know what I mean. But if you thought that, whatever. I think it was weird because sometimes I felt like I was like a little kid, and sometimes I felt like I was like really old. Sometimes I felt like I was 25 or like 30 or like 60. And sometimes I felt like I was 5 years old, and I was like, how am I supposed to decide which age is how I feel? I couldn't decide. But very much like dysmorphia. I feel like my life was like really good, but also really bad. Like it was so good in the sense of like I felt like my bond with the earth and like nature as like a planet was like at an all-time high, right? Everything was beautiful. I feel like I cared about everything, but I feel like maybe my mom was kind of like an extremist towards me in a lot of ways. Yeah. Wanted me to be perfect, but like the bar kept moving for like what kind of person I was supposed to be. And I shouldn't have to read somebody's mind to decide what kind of person I'm obligated to be by them. Like, nobody needs me to be a specific way, actually. Like, I'm the only person who really has a right to need me to be a specific type of person, right? Like, I mean, kind of. Like, I don't have to play some, like, blind game to try to figure out who you want me to be. You can either tell me, and then I can decide if I want to live up to it, or it's just not real. It's just, like, made up. There's, like, a after-school summer camp thing over there. Across the field, so you could kind of hear it. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. Am I staying here till it rains or something? Or is the cloud passing? Like, I don't really... I don't know what I want to do. But yeah, I just need a job, so I am gonna apply to Panera again, even though I never worked there or anything, but... What is that? Gosh. I thought the hair was coming from here, but it was all the way over here. I feel like when I sort of like opened the portal to like channel the energy of like Somber and Nessa Barrett, it's still sort of there. Honestly, I might even get the job at Panera just because I feel like their energy's still around me. Like I feel like I know like what car they drive or something. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of funny. For so long, I felt like it was somehow possible that, like, the house that I live at, like, the exact house, like, is making me not get certain jobs. And I didn't know how, but, like, I felt like that energy is, like, in the way of, like, certain jobs. And no matter what I would do, even when I just felt like I had done everything in order to not believe that anymore, or in order to overcome it, it would still just sort of come true, or I'd feel that way. And there's like just like weird energy. But again, maybe I'm protected from certain jobs because why I've just dealt with like the dumbest stuff when it comes to employment from the start to the end. Hobby Lobby might have been the only one that made sense almost, but I was 16 and they were always like, stay later even if you don't get paid for it or something. Like, it was weird. Or like, I don't know, maybe it was like not by a lot, it would be like 5 minutes, but like, I don't know. So maybe those were like the more normal end, and maybe I judged that so harshly that I had to see like worse versions after that. I don't know. Maybe I'm too smart to not want to try to rationalize it, but too dumb to like not believe it, that it is whatever I decided it was. But yeah, I think when I worked at Hobby Lobby, I wasn't seen as like a child, but then as soon as I had any other job, I was, which was weird. It's like by the time I was an adult, I was always seen as like really young. But I think it protects me in some ways, because I feel like I've had employers that would try to have like sexual conversations with other employees, even in recent years mostly, and like they just wouldn't with me, because I feel like I seem like I have like boundaries, but I also just look young. So like, I think they could tell that I'd be like, what did you say to me? Like, I don't think, but I think some people might be like, oh, like it feels like inclusive or something when they like say this, or it feels like normal. Like, I don't know, like destigmatizing. Maybe some people are fine with that. I feel like I'm so like, I'm really like, what did you say to me? Like, come again? Like, I don't know where you got that vibe. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just like as a joke, I'm like, in the workplace, I don't think so. I don't know what this is. I don't know what you thought this was. Like, I feel like so in the sense that like I look young, it's kind of like it's like they can tell. That's sort of like how they could tell like I would take certain kinds of conversations. Like, that's really weird for you to say this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would like go with it. I would be like, I don't know why you said that. Oh my gosh, there's a wasp. Oh my gosh. Wait, please go away. Wait, I don't know where it went. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I don't know. You just stay there. Just stay there. It's like struggling to climb upwards. Like, it keeps falling down. It'll climb like less than a centimeter and fall down that exact space and try again. Failure. World's biggest failure. You can't even walk. What? 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 Okay, I'm gonna end the video because I'm scared of the wasp, and then I'm gonna go somewhere else. But I love you guys. Goodbye. Okay, wait, before we're done, this tire, it's like not sturdy. Wait, I want to show you. Whoa. Okay. Like, it's like bouncy. Like, it's like like I shouldn't be able to like bend it. You know what I mean? That one's like bendy. I don't know if you could tell. This one, almost the same thing. Stronger than me. It doesn't like do anything. That one like bends in half.